Belarus! Belarus!
Norway! Norway!
A sélection mixte composée uniquement durant le match. Salut le States. Son show préféré, son petit twerk. Ouais, il est motivé pour ça encore. Il est capable. Can you move your body on the mix? You can do that for us. Yeah? You sure? Thank you, mate.
Les arbitres de cette rencontre sont licenciés, désignés par la Fédération internationale de hockey sur glace. International Ice Hockey Federation. Les arbitres sont de Pikacek et Berlin. Les juges de ligne sont de Linesman, Lermacher et Van Houten. La composition de départ de l'équipe de Norvège, starting line for Norway, le numéro 30, 30, Hagen, le numéro 5, Lesen, le numéro 6, Olos, le numéro 40, 40, Olimb, le numéro 46, 46, Olimb et le numéro 24, 24, Martinsen. La composition de départ de l'équipe de Biélorussie, le starting line for Belarus, le numéro 69, 69, Karnaukov, le numéro 8, 8, Shinkevich, le numéro 18, 18, Kengel, le numéro 11, 11, Kulakov, le numéro 23, 23, Stas et le numéro 15, 15, Demkov.
Allez, mesdames et messieurs, il n'est plus qu'à 50 secondes du coup d'envoi. Nous avons accueilli donc l'équipe de Biélorussie et de Norvège ensemble le compte à rebours. On va le faire ensemble. On n'est pas très nombreux, c'est pas pour autant qu'on va pas s'amuser de 10 à 0. Please, let's have a look about the 10 when we start together the countdown again from 10 to 0. I hope that you could scream with me from 10.
Belarus and Norway completing their tournament play at the 2017 World Hockey Championship. John Abbott, Dave Tomlinson with you from Paris as both coaches expect their teams to play for pride. It is Belarus who avoids relegation with a upswing at the end of the tournament, and Norway really had something to play for. Had they not lost in overtime to Finland, they could have been playing for a quarterfinal spot today. That is not the case.
It is, and it's disappointing for Norway, kind of fighting above their league and level through this tournament. 2 wins their first 3 games, and then their goal scoring evaporated, and things just kind of dried up for them.
Lars Hogan in goal for Norway, and he'll make the first stop with a deflection off his stick. Hogan has now faced 101 shots in the tournament, has the only 2 wins for Norway versus both France and Slovenia, and he's allowed just 7 goals against during that time.
He's been very accountable in the blue paint.
Norway in their reds, Belarus in their whites. Mathis Olim tangled up in his own zone. Kick back to Sienkiewicz at the line for Belarus. That's blocked, and Martinsen will chase it down to the Belarusian line. Norway, another crack at it from their own zone. It's the top line for Norway. That's been separated early in this hockey game, but that's what we'll be talking about. Odegaard from the near circle had his shot blocked. Odegaard for Norway. Playing it back. Into the corner, Martinsen giving chase as well. Ken Andre Olim from brother Mathis. Back to the line. Wrist shot, Norstabo, and a glove stomp by the other netminder, Mikhail Karnahuov.
And it's been a nice tournament for the Olim brothers, Mathis and Ken Andre. Typically, Patrick Thorson has been on their wing. They're adding some size to that line with Andreas Martinsen playing on the right side.
Drawn to the left of Karnahuov, who played his only other game in the tournament versus Canada. Made 39 saves, faced 45 shots against as Canada defeated Belarus 6-0. So both goaltenders very familiar with being busy when they've been called upon. Belarus trying to test Hogan at the other end, but it's Norstabo that breaks it up. Reichenberg was in deep, but couldn't connect, and that'll be icing.
It's been a fine tournament for Matthias Norstabo. Reichenberg has also been a nice surprise. Good speed on that wing that he offers up. Had a nice goal against the Swiss earlier in the tournament where he just drove to the net in the power play. Most of the offense, though, has come off the stick of an Olim or a Thorson. 10 goals for Norway. And they were shut out, obviously, their last game against Canada, 5-0.
Thorson to take the draw, but it's won back by Belarus. Norstabo making sure he's not guilty of a hold in front, threw the arms up, and Norway will work with it near side in their own zone. Pavlovic, what a tournament for him. Back to the line, and a point shot goes wide of the goal. Pavlovic has been the darling for Belarus with 4 goals to his name. Had a big game in the prior game as well, with 2 goals and 1 assist for Belarus. In a 5-2 victory over Slovenia, their only win so far.
And Belarus was elected to rest some veteran players, as this stretch pass is going to be called icing against Norway. No Sergei Kostitsyn in the game, no Andre Kostitsyn in the game, as Petter Thorson is still coaching to the very end. He's had some experience himself playing for Norway at the World Championship level. Stocky forward played 22 games for his country, 6 points, and now he's behind the bench in his first World Championship as the head coach.
Off the dot. Norway trying to move out, get something going. Karnerud was trapped at center ice. Karnerud will now take. Point over to Valkve Olsen. Puck directed towards the goal, missed behind Karnahuov. Now to the near side corner, Norway. Trying to funnel one to the front. Belarus in good position. Chopped to the line. And the puck will move out to center. Referees Daniel Pachastik and Tobias Varley. Linesman Joop Leermakers and Nathan Van Oosten, the Canadian. So he'll slip into the Belarusian zone. Kenkel hard around looking for Linglitz. Hopped over his stick. Norway gets it back at their side of center. Played across Lassoon, who's missed a couple of games in the tournament. Back in wearing number 5 for Norway. Round to the far side wall. Norway unable to get a puck to the net yet, and that was part of the problem in the 5-0 loss to Canada in their most recent game. Just 10 shots through regulation for Norway.
And the worst part of that, none in the third period and 2 in the second. It evaporated for them like their offense have throughout this tournament.
Martinsen was sneaking in behind the Belarusian D, ends up beating out the icing. Pass didn't get to him. He would have been home free. One of the current NHLers for Norway with the Montreal Canadiens. 9 games, no points, coming over in a trade from Colorado.
with Sven Andrighetti, and Martinson's one of these guys that can change a game physically. He was leading the Avs in hits before the trade. Typically always takes the body.
Martinson wearing number 24 for Norway, again in their reds. And he'll pick up the puck now. Swings it to his left for Mathis Olum. Spent some time with London and Sarnia in the OHL. There's his brother Ken Andre. Slap shot to the net. Karnahuova stopped. Didn't quite know if he had the puck lodged with him, but he does.
It just kind of wedged underneath the back of his right pad as the Olum brothers were hot to trot coming into the tournament and through the first 3 games. They had provided 6 of the 8 goals that Norway had scored through their first handful of games, and then getting shut out a couple of times certainly doesn't help. And those 2 brothers, for the amount of times they played over in Europe, last year was the first season they actually played together in the same team with Linköping.
Kostitsins play separately in the KHL as well. Not in the lineup again, Sergei nor Andre for Belarus. Also resting their veteran number 1 goaltender, Kevin Lalonde. Droz for Belarus. Knuckled one through center ice. Helping get across to Bon Saxon to turn it up for Norway. Back in the Norwegians with Reichenberg heading to the net. Ends up finding it in the near corner. Reichenberg jousting there with Sienkiewicz. Puck slipped away from Thorson. Belarus countering. Played on the far side for Robai in. Stops and shoots, and an easy save for Hogan. Top of his crease.
Well, coming in, the thought was that Belarus was going to be able to be led by their veteran players. Well, they're both wearing ball caps. That's Andre on the right, Sergei on the left. Really not offering up a lot of offense. 2 assists for each brother, but they came in important games as Belarus was able to move aside Slovenia, get relegation talk out of the conversation. And for Dave Lewis, the coach, now it's about getting some younger players a little bit more ice time, and we'll see that throughout this game.
Belarus' steal in the slot, dished over to the line, and Robai's slapper is blocked. I think Kuralt got a piece of that one off the left leg. That'll be played back to the far corner. Andre, 398 NHL games to his name. Sergei, 353.
They kind of follow each other around throughout their NHL time, and sometimes they can dazzle with offense. Other times they just seem a little bit disinterested, and today they're cheerleaders.
Norway setting up behind the goal line in the Belarus zone. Carterud couldn't handle it. At center, Demkov throws it deep. He's shown flashes in the tournament as well.
He has, and again, for Dave Lewis to look down the bench, Demkov a little bit more opportunity. No penalties so far, but he might be a good power play guy for them with no Kostitsins in the lineup.
Sondre Olden pulls up, throws it down low. Trying to direct it on was Roost. Unable to. Roymark in the far corner, held in by Norway. Olden right down the pipe, knocked off the puck. Turning with a shot on the pickup was Roymark, and he missed. Morstabo at the blue line. High slot. Into the skates of Olden, and following up Roost, a knuckler off the blade that goes over top of Karnahuov. Norway, lots of pressure, except not found a puck on net, and again, that's a repetitive storyline.
They're one of the better cycling teams at this tournament. You see the hard work in the corner, throwing it to the net, but again, they spend almost too much time in the cycle and not enough time getting pucks towards the net. Just over 100 shots on net for them through 6 games. That's not enough.
Nearly turned over in the Norway zone. Now it is picked up by Belarus. Conversion played it to Sienkiewicz, who missed. Now Pavlovich has it go off his stick in prime territory with the goaltender Hogan committed to the other post, and Belarus close to knocking on the door.
Hogan had no idea the puck was glove side. He was nailed up to the blocker side post and just tapped that in the middle of the air from Pavlovich.
Cervik back with it on the blue line over to Bon Saxon. Cross ice pass knocked down in the air by Martinson right onto his blade, cuts to the slot, and it hopped off his stick as Martinson made a nice move to get it there. Turnovers aplenty in the early goings of this hockey game, and again at center ice.
Well, the intensity's not going to be as high with both teams knowing this is their last game of the tournament. And the conversation for Belarus was to try to stay out of relegation. They did that.
Ken-Andre Olam to the front, tipped on. Karnahuov, Mathis Olam is robbed on the doorstep, and Karnahuov keeping Norway off the board.
Got the right pad down low and just locked it to the post.
Ken-Andre Olam still trying to fish it free. Mathis locates, plays to the slot for Martinson atop the circles, broke his stick on the follow through. Belarus 2-on-1 the other way. Droz drops off to the trailer, but Norway's been able to come back and recover their numbers defensively. That looked like a dangerous opportunity for Belarus, but Ivenko didn't even get the puck to the goal.
This is the 31st time that Droz has played for his country at this level. He's got 0 points. A 2-on-1, one defender has no stick, and he does a drop pass. That's not going to help out.
Reichenberg in the other direction, into the slot, back to Reichenberg, a stop on the glove side by Karnahuov as Norway gets their first good attempt on the Belarusian goal. Scoreless though in Paris. All smiles, the Norway bench. Good to see they're still having fun as Norwegians came close to pushing for a quarterfinal spot. John Abbott, Dave Tomlinson back with you, bringing you Norway and Belarus.
A quick shot there of Mathis Olam, the all-time leading scorer for Norway at the World Championship. He doesn't lead his team in this particular season. It's Patrick Thoresen with 6 points, 3 goals and 3 assists.
Out of the corner, Belarus trying to move up ice. Demkov was there. Norway steals. They'll pedal back in. Thoresen to the slot. Off a skate. Trying to free himself up for a shot was Roost. Now back into the Norway zone. Norstabo had it taken off his blade. Kulikov high in the Norwegian zone to the net. Stopped. Hogan rebound was there. Kulikov has it come back to him. Kulikov on the outside, cuts to the backhand, cycles one deep. Norstabo saw it coming and intercepted for Norway. We're back around the low portion of the Norwegian zone, and Odegaard helped get it out. Thoresen finishing it off. Both teams will change.
And putting the focus on Norstabo, that's the type of simple play he makes. Again, he's an undersized defenseman, but he just releases pressure by moving the puck to his defense partner behind the net, and next time they touch the puck, it's out of the zone.
Belarus back in. Sienkiewicz carrying to the near corner. 3 points as a defenseman for Belarus. Back at the far side. Shot handled by Hogan. Sticked into the corner. Conversion there. Bostjansen separates for Norway. Back up the boards. Valkve Olsen turned and had pressure on him right away from Lisevitz, but Valkve Olsen able to get it down the ice.
Sienkiewicz is the only defenseman for Belarus to score a goal.
Had a big game in the 5-2 win over Slovenia, did Sienkiewicz. All of those points, a goal and 2 assists arrived in that victory for Belarus. Their only one of the tournament thus far. Gave the French a pretty good run though, as this one goes down the ice for icing against Norway.
They did, and the French had a wonderful serenade to their World Championship hosting, as their longtime goaltender Cristobal Huet and their captain Laurent Mounier both played for the last time at the national team level.
Finished off with a victory to end the tournament, 4-1 over Slovenia. So France, again, a team that looked like early might compete for a quarterfinal spot, unable to do so.
And they were the spoilers though throughout this tournament, getting the Finns' attention and almost pushing Canada to the brink a couple of games ago.
Belarus in with numbers. Pavlovic untouched fires, and that one went wide of the glove side of Hogan.
He doesn't normally miss from there.
able to just skate his way deep in the Norwegian zone. Norway battling on the far boards. Linglet right in the middle of that as well for Belarus. Out of Montreal. Spent time in the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League. 260 points in 253 games. Scoring 70 for Belarus, and they'll just let the puck rest in behind the Norway goal and head to the bench for a change.
Playing in the Belarusian Open League and getting national, citizenship to be able to represent Belarus at this level.
The captain Hollis with ties to the Colorado Avalanche. Moved it over to Mathis Olam at the line, chopped down by Martinson. Second time we've seen him take one out of the air. The first time corralled it flatly on his tape to be able to get a good scoring opportunity. This time he'll put the hard hat on behind the net. Shovels one to the goal. Paddle down stop by Karnahuov. Norway trying to work something with their top trio out there. Belarus sensing pressure will put it down the ice.
Well, Martinson did his job behind the net, created a scrum, used his big frame to free the puck up to the Olam brothers, but that last pass towards the front of the net wasn't converted.
Thorson at the line. Knuckler blocked in front, going down to one knee. Karnahuov didn't have to make the save. Belarus slow to get out of their own zone. Nearly intercepted at center again. Played back into the Norwegian end of play. Von Saxon just pauses with it.
He's been a shot blocker for Norway throughout this tournament, always sacrificing the body, and it's been helping out their goaltenders.
Two-time Olympian. Carter Ruud. Nothing sustained for Norway. Belarus just chipping, this time not changing, but pressuring from conversion around to the far side. Valkve Olsen slices at it. That'll find the other end of the ice and just make it. Oh, waved off. That came close, and I think Belarus maybe slow to get to that puck, expecting it would be called down, but looked like the right play out of the corner. And so Norway able to reset from their own zone. Lassoon up the middle. Played just out of the reach of Roymark in that Belarusian territory. Bolden couldn't stop the pass out. Linglet on the near side. One hand on the stick, back to the line with it for Belarus. Korobov across, side door play, and a stand-up save from Hogan. Able to shrug that one off against Lisovitz, who's come in. He'll drive another one to the goal, and Hogan on the glove post to take one away from Lisovitz. Belarus and Norway still looking for the game's first goal in Paris.
Alors que toi, c'est plutôt dans une logique plutôt sympa. On a trouvé d'ailleurs des nouveaux noms derrière qui sont juste géniaux, qui peut-être aussi on va les aider à se lever pour être empêchés encore, et quel que soit l'endroit où vous êtes, on vous invite aussi à bouger, car on va les rester ici. Attention, les meilleurs sont ici.
John Abbott, Dave Tomlinson bringing you Norway and Belarus at the 2017 World Hockey Championship.
Evgeny Lisovitz getting some attention as he drove the puck to the net on that last shift, and Lassoon took the body. The helmet of Lassoon went off the nose of Lisovitz, who's got one helper through 6 games for Belarus. He's the defenseman with some offensive instincts, but he's going to have to probably wear a Band-Aid.
Kulikov for Belarus. Lost it to Mathis Olam on the dot. Mathis Olam takes a look over both shoulders, passes to his left. Moved off a blade there of Ken-Andre Olam. Really jammed himself up in the corner. At the line, Odegaard down low. Mathis Olam Waiting for that puck to arrive. He does pick it up in the corner, spins it back for his brother. Ken Andreolum tried to cut out in front on the wraparound and nullified by Belarus. Demkov as far as center. Throws it to the goal. Easy glove stop by Hogan. He'll let it go. 5 and change left in the first. Both teams looking for the game's first goal. Demkov hustles down the right side and let one fly off the stick of Von Saxon. Martinson covered from behind as well.
It's non-stop action. For me, although shots are 6 apiece and it's scoreless, it seems to benefit Norway. They're the better skating team. The Belarusians seem to try to do things themselves. The Norwegians talk about that cycle game they like to play.
Well, Norway doesn't mind a little bit of a lull. Thoresen in front. Forsberg on the doorstep, and he can't find the back of the net. Thoresen looking for a second chance setup. Belarus able to get to it. Moving down the wrong side is Sharangovich. His shot is stopped by Hogan, and he'll put the blocker out to make sure there isn't a second attempt as Sharangovich came in quickly.
First good real, I guess, odd man rush for Belarus, but we see a nice save by the goaltender Connor Huoff. And then here's Lisovitz going to the net. Watch the helmet of the Sun 5, boom, right there off the nose. Check for blood. We put it back in its spot. Lisovitz, the 22-year-old, played in Dynamo Minsk in the KHL. They finished 8th, lost in the quarterfinals. About 3/4 of this Belarusian team play for Dynamo Minsk.
Carnerud on the forecheck for Norway. Instead, Norwegians backing up. Lassoon trying to move at the line to keep the Belarusians out. Comes back to Carnerud. No one with him, so he'll bank it down the ice. Ivenko turning, hustling after it. He'll paddle his way deeper into his own zone and look for help from Kavershin, the forward, but Bostinson holds it in. Carterud to the net. Left pad stop with a stick combo from Karnahuov.
That's where you need to stop at the net. That rebound was right there. And Valkve Olsen, who's been dropped in and out of the lineup through this tournament, if he stops at the net, he's got to tap in. He's continuing his path. He wants to get to the bench because he's a little bit tired. A younger guy that just feels it better get off the ice, but hang around the goal.
Board battle, Norway zone. Off the stick into the hands of Karobov and icing against Belarus.
The shot of Lisovitz, and there's the Band-Aid. About to get out there, but no, on the icing he's got to sit. 20-minute-a-night player on the back end, and again, he's not one of these guys just going to stay on the blue line. If he's got the puck, he's going to try to get up ice. Dave Lewis, the coach, who took over in December a couple of years ago, is trying to instruct these players how to hang into games at the top level when you're playing against a team that you're overmatched with. They're pretty evenly matched here, though.
Both teams took turns over skating the puck in the high slot in the Belarusian zone, and now a penalty, the game's first. Coming up for a hit behind the net. Norway will get the man advantage. Hogan to the bench, extra attacker on. Sneaking into the fold right now and trying to kick it to his stick was Thoresen. Nearly worked for an opportunity, and it'll be Belarus who goes to the box first.
Some frustration by Martinson. He thought that Belarus didn't have complete control, and with Thoresen tracking down that rebound, but we see Mathis Olum takes a knee on the left side of the leg as he gets back up, but Volkov, he's going to have to sit. Trying to bring someone with him to the penalty box. That's not going to happen. Norway, they'll have their first power play for both teams, as they've only registered 3 power play goals on 23 opportunities.
Belarus has allowed 6 power play goals against in the tournament, killing 21 of 27. Now back to the opportunity for Norway. There's under 3 to go in the first. They're looking to open the scoring. Their power play goal. Belarus early clear. Hogan had problems with it, nearly dropped his stick. And we've seen some awkward things occur. Hogan didn't have that puck deflect behind him. Reichenberg to the other goaltender, Karnahuov, who wants to clear. Won't get one. Norway on the power play late in the first. Straddling the line, Thoresen. Down the near boards. Belarus has numbers. Yavenko trying to get it out. It did pop free. And back to collect. Forsberg will spin it ahead. Thoresen on the re-entry. Just holding a line for Norway. Thoresen cutting wide. Plays it down low. Work back to Cervik at the point. Dishes over. Reichenberg in some room. Pulls back. There's another opportunity for a shot on goal. Reichenberg now on load. Stop. Karnahuov jammed at the rebound and in too late. Volkve Olsen. The net was half empty.
The referee used that net to jump out of the way. That was some interesting gymnastics.
43 seconds to go, and the Norway power play in Belarus will clear the zone.
Tobias Verli, the Swiss referee, was a little straddle horse there.
I'll let you handle the play-by-play in that event.
Give him 9.
Mathis Olm to Ken Andre Olm, speeding down the right wing side again. The curl up and the reset from Norway. Under 20 seconds to go on their power play, getting late in the first period, near the final minute. Fake slap shot to Hollis. He let it fly, blocked off some shin pads right back to the Norwegian captain into the slot, and Ken Andre Olm can't send a redirection on goal. Penalty coming to a close for Belarus. They'll clear the zone for good measure, and Norway 0 for 1 on the power play.
Perhaps too much patience by Norway on that power play. The one shot from Hollis doesn't get through to the goaltender. When it comes back to him, he looks to pass instead of hammer right back into traffic.
45 seconds to go in the first period. Hollis ahead. Martinson couldn't reel it in. Norway changing. Hogan out to handle. Hollis pressured. Needs some help. Goes behind the net. Norstabo walks in front. Plays to his right. Bostinson with 17 seconds. Up and in for Roymark. Doesn't get very far once in the Belarusian zone. Roymark stymied on the far boards. Belarus turns it around. They want a late rush here. Just have 7 seconds of which to work with, and Norway able to break it up in their own end. 1 second left, and a long shot will not make it to the goal off the stick of Carterud. And a scoreless first period. Still leaving. Both countries wanting more in their final game of the 2017 World Hockey Championship.
Voilà, comme l'a confirmé depuis le début de ce championnat du monde, on vous donner quelques stats. Et voici, qui concerne la première période où personne des deux équipes ont bien débloqué le compteur des buts, 0 partout, quelques shots on goal, avec quelqu'un un petit peu plus, c'était la Norvège 10 sur 7 pour le Belarus, les face-off avec la Belarus 10 pour 4 et puis 2 minutes de pour le camp biélorusse. Attacks one for all. Une seule solution pour toujours intégrer. Tout donner pour tout matériau et toute condition. Attacks one for all. Le pouvoir de relever tous les défis. Introducing the 2017 IIHF app. Player statistics. Team statistics. Live updates. And introducing hockey cards. Your face, your team, your card. Show your hockey fans across the world. From any smart device, in your own language. The 2017 IIHF app, powered by Scoreless. Download it now from the Apple App Store and Google Play. Sure, simply clever.
Men need a real man's dream to prepare themselves. Living a man dream, superfast observing and not increasing. Man, this is your dream. Living a man, it starts with you. Let's have now some anecdotes before we want to speak about the merchandising. Yeah, if you want some gifts, you can go to the official stores.
Oui, parce qu'on va évoquer avec beaucoup de plaisir. C'était ça, ça les anecdotes, hein, je l'ai dit, moi j'anecdote. Ah non, mais non, c'est pas bien là. Ça, c'est vraiment pas bien. Le 10 kilos. The former captain of the French ice hockey team, Robert George, decided of quoi? And then the crocodile logo of the famous clothing brand Lacoste in 1929.
Wow! Wait, amazing.
Ici, ne soyez pas le titre mondial remporté par le Canada en 1994 en particulier. Pourquoi? Parce que le pays qui inventa le hockey fut fondé pour la toute première fois avec une équipe nationale. 19 mondiaux précédents remportés par le Canada avec des groupes avec des équipes du club de la
Oui, comme c'est l'équipe de l'équipe nationale. Let's have a look at this one. We are in 1938. The French ice hockey played a warm-up game against Belgium on the second court of the Royal Stadium, training ball. The famous tennis court also served as a training ring for the French team prior to the kickoff of the 1951 World Championship organized in Paris. Allez, on va aller voir le public au repos. Le public au repos. Il y a que les doudous d'avant qui nous font un bruit de fou, regarde. L'ambiance maximum là, avec tous les jeunes qui sont plutôt pour la Biélorussie, apparemment qui jouent les drapeaux. Et puis the fans from Switzerland are also here for the next game. Qu'est-ce que c'est que ça? Pour les faire un peu de bruit, c'est possible, vous pouvez crier un petit peu plus fort.
Second period action from Paris, France, and the goaltenders perfect in this one thus far. Hogan, 7 for 7 as Norway, hoping they can open the scoring in the middle frame. Belarus putting together opportunities throughout the hockey game as well, but scoreless tie for Captain Stas and his Belarusians.
On the Norway side of things, their best finish at the World Championship, gotta go back a ways, 1951, but here in Paris. They are ranked 11th, and in the modern day, their highest ranking was 6th. That was in 2011.
John Abbott, Dave Tomlinson with you. Norway and Belarus, second period action underway. Lassoon, the former captain at the World Junior level for Norway. In his first World Hockey Championship. Part of a group defending in the Norwegian zone early to start this second period. At the line, a shot blocked and a penalty coming, and Norway goes to the box early.
Yeah, and it's one of those reaching in penalties. Mathis Olum is going to get the hook on Captain Stas and bring him down. Olum had a difficult goal against Canada, took a penalty. Canada scored a power play goal, and then he took another penalty, and guess what? Another power play goal. As Canada went 4 for 4 against Norway in their 5-0 win. He'll sit. Olum will for hooking. Early power play, the only one so far for Belarus in this game.
And prior to that kerfuffle with the Canadians, Norway's penalty killing had been top in the tournament, top in Group B play, but 6 goals against now. Norway trying to keep Belarus off the board. Sharangovic for Belarus to Lisovitz behind the Norway net. Lisovitz stepping up, trying to find Kulikov. Bouncing puck far boards, Lisovitz saves for Belarus. Slides one deep. Sharangovic. Near side, 2 Belarusians there. It's a Norwegian that finds it last. Forsberg down the ice it goes.
What made their penalty killing so successful coming into that Canada game, killing 18 of 20, is that they are very patient. They don't typically chase to the wall. You saw them there overload and then just back away.
Sneaking through is Stefanovic, and he nearly found a seam for a point-blank opportunity. Ends up a lot less than that off the backboards.
Well, the patience is going against them here as Norway just kind of backs in. Nobody goes right to him until it's too late. And Stefanovic misses the net, bounces off the kick plate towards the goaltender Hogan. It's number 10, as you see, for Belarus, is looking to get his first goal. A couple of helpers for him, and this is 7th game of the tourney.
He scored the shootout goal to prolong things for Belarus versus France. Was sized up to shoot again as the shootout went past 3 shooters. Couldn't score, and Stefan DaCosta did for France to give them the win. Bostjansen had his stick knocked out of his hands, complaining to the officials. Bostjansen killing for Norway, number 20, without that lumber to try and help himself out. Belarus trying to take advantage. It is swung to the slot where Bostjansen was protecting the lane, and Norway able to breathe a little easier now as they'll execute the change with the puck down at the other end.
That was a smart play by Ken-Andre Olum. He changed with Bostjansen, who had no stick, and then when he had the puck, instead of firing it down the ice, took it himself down there, but now he's caught out for a little longer than he'd like to be.
Norway, 12 seconds to go on their penalty kill. Stretch pass, nearly able to spring Norway in shorthanded with Roost having ideas. Penalty over, both teams 1 for 1 on the kill. Scoreless tie upheld early in the second period.
That is a typical Norway penalty kill. Not a lot of chances, might look like there'll be something close to the front of the net. Norway gets their stick on things, and they're 1 for 1.
Stepping across the line was Volkov into the far corner for Belarus. Holus taking care of his man. Loose bit from Bostjansen, still being batted around out there, giving Norway some problems defending, actually, as it seems to just get tangled up in skates left and right. And now another stretch pass, and Roymark coming in. Cuts wide, and he lost the handle right at the end. Roymark that close to opening things up.
Was hassled the whole way by Sienkiewicz, who was smart not to take the penalty. Let him go, give a hook, let him go again.
And Norway has really opened things up by sending players high through centers. Ken-Andre Olam will test. Karnahuoff with the stop. And Karnahuoff decides to cover up.
Well, he's seen some Norwegians come streaking in. This is at the tail end of the penalty kill. Sent down the middle as you've got Rory Mark just at the last moment. He's going to think he can get it towards the net and off the bottom of the skate of the goaltender. So extending to get to that puck before that. Karnahuoff pretty confident, just throwing it right back into play. Norway hasn't been very good in the face-off circle throughout this tournament. Hasn't really burned them, but for a team that's starving for offense, you'd like to be able to win one in your own when you're up in the offensive zone and get it back for a shot towards the net. No goals by Norwegian defensemen throughout the tournament so far.
Kulikov slipped it in. Hogan keeps it going. Belarus gets to it far boards. Slapper from the far point goes wide. Hogan moves to the blocker post. Lisovitz working down low. Handled by Martinson from behind. That came close to a call. Lisovitz had the left arm up, trying to make it himself. Martinson, as they re-engage, battles again and shakes free of Lisovitz. Norway setting up to the right point. Odegaard's snapper is blocked in front, trying to pull down the rebound.
Crunch.
Ken-Andre Olam sent to the ice in a hurry.
That was Lisovitz who couldn't get Martinson down to the ice, so he picks on someone smaller. Talked earlier about Lisovitz, who's all over the ice, up ice, and forechecking, and then finally tries to be physical. Not a very physical hockey game, but that one left a mark.
Dropped out at center ice. Walkley Olsen couldn't get going with it. Stopping at Odegaard. Hogan committed to come out, and then Odegaard was playing it right back to the front of the net. Norway now advances into the Belarusian zone. Walkley Olsen down low. Side of the net for Bostinson, and he had the stick chopped just as he was about to let that go. Sharangovic. Bank one towards the goal. Hogan stays put. Got the goal stick out to place it in the corner. Belarus at the line. Yavenko, and another call coming.
Just not connecting D to D as Lisovitz eschews the Band-Aid he had on previously. Took a helmet to the nose in the first period and then tries to get involved physically afterwards. There's the guy he put towards the ice, Ken-Andre Olam, who was just a little bit better than his brother last season, this past season in Linköping. They finished 5th and 6th in scoring.
Offside call, put the face-off all the way down in the Belarus zone. They'll work through neutral ice to get it back in. Stop there, Norway turns it around. It was Kretinis, separated from the puck. Kenko, center ice. Stefanovic, cross ice, conversion coming in. Checks up at the circle. Played back to the point, Belarus. Quick change. And off the bench, it'll be fired on by Korobov. Working for it behind the net. Back to the near side point. Korobov threw a screen, went off a leg and right through the top of the crease and out past Hogan.
Stefanovic facing the shot coming towards, and the puck goes through his legs.
Belarus picking it up here. Hogan decides he wants to play it. Lost an empty net. Off the bar and down, they'll score. Lisovitz puts it in after a miscue from the Norway goaltender.
Hogan gets caught wandering, and 2 passes later, it's in the net. Lisovitz, we've seen him in focus throughout this game. His first goal of the tournament, as he's able to sneak down low. He's the less shot defenseman, but he's down there to get the pass and get it to his backhand and flip it up before the goaltender Hogan can get back. He tries to move it, but just fans on that, and then he's caught. Lisovitz from below the goal line to the backhand almost gets knocked free by Rust, but it's up, it's in, and it's 1-0 Belarus.
Belarus draws first blood, not yet halfway through the second period. Lisovitz in his third World Hockey Championship finds the goal for Belarus.
As you can see, there's no trapezoid, but I'm pretty sure that Dave Lewis would like to allow his goaltender to play the puck. Petter Thorson would probably want to get the spray paint out and make a smaller one so that his guy stays in net.
Thorson centers, back to the far point. Norstabo missed everything. Thorson curls one off the goal stick, stopped by Karnahuov, played to center ice. Belarus in transition. Linklet just onside as Droz looked, maybe he was a step ahead, but a close one. Droz after it in the far corner. Norway lost control in front, and Hogan down in desperation. Droz missed the net.
Still hasn't gotten a point in the World Championship in game number 32 for him. My goodness. He stick handled himself, from a great spot where you can just go right upstairs and the goalie instead takes it below the goal line.
Things coming unraveled, and Demkov swings and misses in front. Norway, costly mistakes in their own zone for one goal against. Could be 3-0 if Belarus capitalized on their opportunities. Kulikov far corner with Norway running around. Kulikov behind the net. Knuckled to the high slot, and that's off the stick of Broby, and Norway looking for some reprieve here.
We've seen Hogan play a couple of games, you and I, John. That's uncharacteristic of him to want to go out and be involved in that defensive play where, of course, he coughs it up, and now they're down 1-0.
Norway in a tough spell here, need a whistle. Hogan a stop, he's on his belly, and the rebound hit the side of the net.
It's Pavlovich again, a heady player, just can't get it elevated over the pad.
Kulikov, far point, Kenkel. Belarus is all around it, trying to add to their 1-0 lead. Out of the corner, Stas cuts to the net. Right over top of Hogan goes Stas, and the goaltender complaining about that hit. Puck goes the other way, and Norway sets up. Mathis Olam to Hollis, who had lots of ice to work with it. Martinson slides it through the crease, and no one home for Norway. Hollis again with a shot from the right point. That's sticked away. And now delivered over the Norwegian captain, forcing Lassoon to hustle back after it.
Hogan not happy at all that Stas in driving the net ended up on top of him and had an earful for the referee.
This is a tournament that has crease violations to stop play to protect goaltenders. That certainly looked like interference. Lassoon a slapper, left pad save, comes out for Karnahuov, rebound off of that pad, wide of the goal from Hollis. At the other point, Lassoon again to Walkby Olsen. To the left circle, shot was blocked before Karnahuov had to make a save. Walkby Olsen, top of the circle, sent one wide. Linglet slowing things down for Belarus, who will change. Set up in the slot, wristed to the net, stopped by Hogan, who really is pushing his way around in that blue crease, leaving some room out there. Belarus has only found it once, and Karnahuov missed that puck. The official behind the net couldn't tell. And it was an interesting spell. In the second period, Belarus 1-0.
Ce qui a voulu donc qu'ils sont bien inscrits au plus jeune la preuve et les mascottes aussi. Alors que toi, Miller, peut-être que tu as réussi à faire quelque chose pour tout.
Allez, moi je suis, vous allez voir l'école Merci d'hier. Ah, c'est des fous, hein. C'est des fous. Ils supportent un petit peu plus quand même la Norvège. Ils sont pas trop manger sur la Norvège. Mais bon, ils ont applaudi évidemment le but de Belarus sans aucun problème. Écoute l'ambiance, regarde un petit peu.
Ah, je regarde, j'écoute. Ah non, on peut faire pire ici, hein. On peut faire pire.
C'est vrai, tu fais plus de bruit, toi.
On va faire du bruit un peu. Attention.
Ah, ils sont pas mal. Ils sont pas mal.
One goal scorer in Paris thus far, and it's a Belarusian, Yevgeny Lisovitz, and a 1-0 lead for Belarus.
The 22-year-old who was born in Grodno, Belarus, played in the 2016 World Championship as well, had 4 helpers there in the 7 games, was named a top 3 player. And he played on the Belarusian national team in September in the qualification, but they were not able to advance to represent their country at the 2018 Winter Games that may or may not have NHLers.
There's a miscue after the goaltender Hogan came out and coughed it up. This one he stays in net, and that's an icing call.
Well, with Lisovitz, again, smaller sized defenseman, but he likes to go to the net. Here he gets that initial bump in the nose from the helmet. Likes to be physical, finishes his check there, and then again, he just sneaks down. Good awareness to get down there and get the puck from below the goal line to above the goal line and celebrate his first World Championship goal.
Belarus followed up with some pressure after that 1-0 tally. Nearly made it 2-0 off some Norwegian mistakes, and then it was Belarus that looked a little bit fragile in their own zone. So both teams have had nervous moments. Here's another turnover. Belarus working off the goal line out of the near corner, trying to center for an opportunity. Stefanovic, who helped set up that first goal. Norway off a leg, alone in front. My goodness. Kogelev set up off a deflection, and the awkward bounces in the Norwegian zone continue.
Well, they're self-inflicted. That's one of their better players in Thorson, who tries to make a backhand pass. It goes off Stefanovic right to the front of the net.
Reichenberg to center. Worked a lot better that time on the breakout for Norway. Mathis Olin pulls up with a change being executed. And Norway's bench halfway inside the Belarus zone. Korobov can't clear. Martinson slips it between his legs, moves down low, curls out of the far corner. Martinson to the line. On Saxon, pinned up against the boards. Ken-Andre Olum didn't get a piece of it. Now to the near side, Servik came in, vacates the line, and Norway resets at center. Martinson, some room, a shot, and a glove stop with a little extra how do you do from Karnahuoff.
Fifth shot of the period for Norway. Although Karnahuoff has been busy just in fits and starts. Norway had a power play in the first period, couldn't really get the shot they were looking for. Martinson has been added to that top line with the Olin brothers. His job is to create loose pucks and go to the net there. He tries to go near side on the glove.
Race for it at the other end. That'll be Norway contesting the fact that that puck wasn't icing. Belarus can't make anything of it though. 3 Norwegians move up ice, 3-on-2. Penalty coming up behind the plate of Belarus. Trying to sneak back and touch it up is Stas, and Hogan had a long way to go and didn't take the short way to get there. And it'll be a power play coming up for Norway.
Captain Stas in the back check decides to reach in early. That's the hooking call. Another kind of missed puck. Stas then gets into the hands once, gets into the hands twice, and the referee says, nope, can't let you have the second one. Roost was away, and Stas is in the box. Norway will get another power play. Again, for them, the face-off circle has not been very good. They only won 4 of 10, or actually 4 of 14 in that first period.
Belarus leading 1-0. Norway trying to tie with their second man advantage of the hockey game. Norstabo at the line, bounced around. Kulikov picks up for Belarus. He knows where to go with it. Drop back pass by Norstabo. Norway to center ice, off a skate. Thwarts the clean attempt at breaking in, in fact sends the whole job back to the Norway zone. 1:25 to go in the Norwegian power play. Other than the face-off with the puck in the zone, have not spent a lot of time in the Belarus territory. Trying to change that now. Mathis Olin, but he lost it. And it'll be angled down by Korobov.
For as well as the Olin brothers read off each other 5-on-5, and with their cycle play, the entry on the power play is letting them down big time.
Thorson leaves for Hollis, reaches center, fires one towards the goal, is deflected wide. Karnahuoff to the line, Norway chance to hold it in, they cannot, and Norstabo turns back after it. Making quick work of this penalty kill. Belarus, now an opportunity. Thorson to Hollis alone, backhander, a piece of the pad. Karnahuoff coming over to make the stop, and a penalty coming up again.
That's a real slash there as Pavlovic was beat. The 2-on-1 is created here at the blue line, and that's Reichenberg coming in with the pass across, the hack there at the last moment. Tretsinas thought he could go to the backhand. Pardon me, Hollis, the captain, number 6, stopped by the goaltender. So a 34-second 5-on-3 may open the door for Norway to tie the score.
Norway 3 power play goals in the tournament. 1 would go a long way right now, trailing Belarus 1-0. Under 7 to play in the second period, and an extended 5-on-3. As Dave said, to work with. Off the draw win, Norstabo. Near side, setting up out of the corner, Norstabo again. To Thoresen, looks in front. At the line, Norstabo across, left circle. Hollis. Some time. Hollis, stick handling, swings down low, played through the slot, but Martinson missed it just as he moved. The puck came to him. Norstabo holds in, 5-on-3 for Norway. Norstabo off the skate, off the stick, chasing after it on the far side. Norway able to keep it alive for a moment. Hollis with 1 penalty coming to a close. Thoresen cross ice.
Good gosh.
Cue there, and Stas out of the box nearly had a chance, but Norstabo got back. That was just some awkward passing with lots of room out there.
Yeah, a whole lot of awkward everything as the 5-on-3 dissipates, and Norway, they had no defenseman in the one-timer position. It didn't look like anyone wanted to be authoritative with the puck, and so they pay for it. They've got a minute left to go here, though, 5-on-4.
Martinson in for Norway. Carries to the corner. 3 Belarusians right there. Puck able to be stolen. Chasing after Valkve Olsen. Won't be able to pry it free. And Belarus, tidy job of killing. Stas will finish it off on this shift.
I think Norway's had a hand in their own demise on this power play.
Mathis Olam back in. Ken-Andre Olam in close quarters to his brother. Ken-Andre Olam back at the line. Serve it. Back to Ken-Andre Olam. 30 seconds left. Shoots. Blocker stop. Karner Huov kicks out to his right. On Saxon. Able to keep it alive for Norway on the power play. Pass directed to Ken-Andre Olam, but Mathis Olam at the back of the net. Sprung it to the line. Just held in by Servik. Backhander down low. Mathis or Ken-Andre Olam going cross crease on the side door for Von Saxon, in too deep to pull the trigger. 8 seconds to go. Mathis Olam steps into the slot, holds, backhands it over. Servik shoots, scores! Servik ties the game for Norway at the end of the power play.
The Olam brothers with the patience, sometimes too much, but this time it pays off. Daniel Servik gets his first. See the puck's at the point, moved off to the right wing as Ken-Andre gave it to Mathis. Mathis is waiting and waiting and waiting, can't shoot, decides to relay it back to the point, and the frustration is Litzovitz, who can't dislodge him from the puck. And this one is going to ramp up in a hurry, right off the bar and down. Goaltender Karner Huov can't get his blocker in the way of that one, and we have a 1-1 hockey game.
Just as the power play was about to expire, and Servik able to tie the game up. Beauty shot. It's a 1-1 hockey game with under 5 to go in the middle frame. Conversion couldn't get in and sustain possession. It'll be Norway working it back to center. Tretnes sends one in. Karner Huov thought about starting out. Thought his defenseman Sienkiewicz was going to get to it, but just a lazy play, and Norway able to pick up the puck as a result. Norway on the sideboards. Tretnes to the line. Rister Lassoon off a blade of Pavlovich rather, up and out. Norway's found a goal to tie things up at 1.
And when it's up to have to freeze, like him, look, he's going to dance. Elle va bouger, la caméra est là, attention, freeze, voilà, j'ai compris la règle, la caméra va bouger, lancer, et dès que ça s'arrête, ça freeze. Allez, on y va, on va passer les priorités. Non, on freeze, on y va. Alors attention, you have to freeze, bougez plus, ça ne bougez plus. Il n'a pas compris, on ne bouge plus, en même temps, il y a quelqu'un qui n'a pas compris.
Cervik, the goal scorer for Norway, on the power play, has tied it after a scoreless first. Both teams have a goal in the second. John Abbott, Dave Tomlinson bring you back to Paris in the World Hockey Championship.
First power play goal for a Norwegian defenseman, and the first goal at all from the blue line is Cervik, the 27-year-old. Gets that slap shot. He's able to go right up top.
That's the point you were making in the pregame, partner, is the lack of offense generated from the back end, despite the fact that Norstabo has put together some strong games, and now Cervik has a goal to his name as well.
Well, you had Norstabo with the two helpers, Hollis and Von Saxon with a helper each. And so if it's not the Olums and throw in a Thorson and a Martinson, then nothing from the rear guards is going to create offense. What the power play goal does.
Throw by to the line. Belarus moving through center. Drop past Stefanovic. Found conversion. Across the line again. Try to go to the far side for Kogalev. Thrown in behind the net of Hogan. Boschinson takes his time. Reichenberg has to hustle to get to the corners. Lisovitz has been a force for Belarus. Pinched in from the line. Can't hold it deep. Lisovitz has put together a strong hockey game.
He has been a rover, is what he's been.
Throw bob for Belarus again. Chirongovic into the corner. Back behind the net. Played to the line. Look at Ristra goes over top of the goal. Held in by Korobov. Under 3 to go in the second. 1-1 tie. Belarus working on the outside. Linglet. Backhander down deep. Played across. One-timer. That one hit his teammate. I think that was conversion from the far side.
That was Lisovitz, who was playing the point and then snuck in behind everybody to the left corner to move that puck out in front for the scoring chance. Just watching him from afar, he's always taking some space, some time, and then coming into the play. If there's nothing there, he'll loop back around, but he's always moving forward so that if there's an opportunity to jump into a spot, he's there in the offensive zone.
Demkov missed in at the Norway line. Failed clearing attempt, sets up Stas in his slot. Kulikov scores on the one-timer. A turnover results in a 2-1 lead for Belarus.
Turnovers are costing the Norwegians in this game. Along the right wall, the puck is not going to make it to a Norwegian stick cleanly. It's the turn away, Lassoon off the glass, and it bounces right to Demkov. So he puts it to the slot, and ready to shoot was Kulikov. After getting it from Captain Stas, and Hogan maybe surprised by that quick puck movement and the even quicker shot. So Belarus goes ahead late in the second period with their second marker of the hockey game after a nice release from Alexander Kulikov.
All 3 goals have been scored in this middle frame. Belarus back to a 1-goal lead. Stars to Demkov, missed it. Hogan directing traffic, played behind the net for the Norway goal scorer. Cervik wrapped it around, but Sienkiewicz held it in at the far point for a moment. Norway tries the near side to get out. They do. To the Belarusian line, but hauled back by Belarus. Demkov then stymied at that Norway line, and the play goes offside.
Norway needs to straighten some things out. Coach Petter Thorson, rehydrate, come up with a new plan perhaps, as his team had a nice start to this tournament, winning 2 of 3. And the offense went on a short vacation, and it's been tough for them to kind of stay in hockey games. They're a patient team, but the opposition, if it decides to really spend a lot of time in the offensive zone, they're in trouble.
Turned over in front, and nearly another opportunity for Belarus. Linglet. High slot, slap shot, handled by Hogan with the blocker. He's had to make up for some of the Norwegian mistakes, and Hogan also part of one that allowed the first Belarus goal to go in. Roost near the Belarus line. Roost at center. Cross check by Volkov. Puck in, but not deep for Norway. Korobov back across for Droz. Droz will skate up and in. Pressure, nearly made the connection to Lisovitz. Droz has the puck come back to him, plays it to Linglet. Belarus changing, play on the near side. Norway picks it up Reichenberg across. Von Saxon into the fold. Reichenberg down low. Reichenberg for Norway. Hit by Kenkel. Stefanovic has it in his skates, able to backhand one up. Linglet with two others will move through center. Play to Kavershin, sneaking down the right wing side. Kavershin drops off. Linglet follows up, picks up the puck from out of the corner to the line, and a bouncing puck gave Sienkiewicz problems. Sienkiewicz in, and that's the awkward play where Belarus changing half their bench inside the Norwegian zone, and the puck was outside of it. Wicked pass off the shaft of Thorson. He was protecting himself, and a long slapper before the buzzer handled by Hogan. Belarus able to get the better of Norway in the period. A 2-1 lead after 20 puts Belarus ahead.
That's now for you on the big screen. You can see the two goals for the rest team, the goal for Norway, 2-1 shots on goal, 8 for Norway, 5 Belarus, 7 for Norway, 2 for Norway. temps environ. Ces images vont être tournées à ce moment-là. On va les découvrir dans les grands écrans. Et cette séquence va être tout simplement express yourself. It's just before the game. Maybe you could see on the big screen now.
Yourself.
You can see
You're
yourself.
right next to the arena. Look at, let's watch the most beautiful guy.
It's nice. Look at that.
John Abbott and Dave Tomlinson return you to Norway and Belarus. The Belarusians leading 2-1 out of 2 periods of play into the third. Belarus trying to put together back-to-back wins to close out their portion of the tournament. And Norway, who started with a victory in Game 1 against France, are trying to bookend the tournament. Have some work to do heading to the third, down a goal.
Well, it's been a tournament where Belarus has played just well enough to stay out of relegation, stay ahead in their last game against Slovenia, and then be ahead here. For Norway, strong start to the tourney, and then the last 3 games have been outscored 9-2.
Belarus in the white jerseys will have first opportunity to try and move the puck up. Norway in the red, and Lassoon back after it. Belarus with the 1 win is coming in on the near side. Mathis Olem, hot slapper off the piece of the glove of Karnahuov in goal for Belarus and off the glass behind him. Belarus the 1 win, 4 points. Norway 2 wins and 8 points. Bouncing puck. Mathis Olem. Look back to the top of the circle for brother Ken Andre, who's now lost his stick. Belarus shuffling into the Norwegian zone. Stopped on the near boards was Pavlovic by Odegaard. Belarus not done with it yet, but Vorobai rather is backing off as Martinson spreads it out across, and Norway taking their time to get to center with a line change completed.
Belarus only dressing 17 players for this hockey game, allowing some veterans the night off. The Kostitsyn brothers are in the crowd watching, as is goaltender Kevin Lalonde, who has played a bulk of their games.
Slapper by Odegaard, gained the zone for Norway, coming out of the corner, nice move. Reichenberg scores! What a goal from Reichenberg, and Norway's tied it at 2.
We've seen that move before from Reichenberg, driving on the forehand side to the net. So he's got his second goal of the tournament, and what a bright spot he has been. And all the talk about the Olin brothers, this is Reichenberg getting the puck below the goal line, just so as he cuts stick handles, he goes near side over the glove. Karnahuoff was going down, didn't get the right spot there. Pushes off the post, off his equipment and in the net. Reichenberg head up, cutting to the forehand, and right up the toe of his stick. Seemingly stoppable shot, but it ties the score at 2.
And just out of the corner of your screen, you can see Thoresen paying the price to set up Reichenberg. Thoresen was leveled after he made the drop pass. And those two combined to get Norway on the board early. A 2-2 tie. Norway right back in. Hoskinson alone in front. Knuckled one of the net and a right pad stop by Karnahuoff. Back at the line. Odegaard's blast didn't miss by much, and Norway has come out of the third period determined.
Well, a couple of giveaways that caused the 2 goals against. So they are a more determined team here in this third period to start.
Carterud with the puck into the near corner. Volkve Olsen pressed up against the glass. Bostinson trying to get it back to Volkve Olsen. Nearly connected. Demkov had it slip off his stick to center. Belarus gets out. Cervik has a goal for Norway. That came back in the second period. A power play goal, wearing number 90 on the blue line for the Norwegians. So now Bon Saxon around in front of his own goal. Bon Saxon to his left for Roost across the line, but a man moved in from the far boards, and that was Trutness.
There's an opportunity earlier. Bastinson. This goes off the top right shoulder pad of the goaltender as Norway tries to flex its muscles here coming into this third period. If you go back to 2012, Patrick Thoresen, who picked up a helper on the last goal, had 18 points in 8 games. Second overall, only to Evgeny Malkin, who had 19 points in that 2012 World Championship. Russia went on to win the gold.
Thoresen, who, as you talked about, has his father behind the bench, 106 NHL games between Edmonton and Philadelphia. Part of the scoring for Norway early in this third period. Pavlovic, who's had a wonderful tournament for Belarus, to Sienkiewicz. Bounces one in, stepping out Hogan, played it just in time. Now it is turned over. Pavlovic, point blank, and a blocker stop. Hogan.
I want to tie him to the net. He, in the first period, second period had a giveaway that was right back into the net that he vacated, and there had to bail himself out with a blocker save.
Low scoring, tight game. Scoreless tie out of the first. 2-1 lead for Belarus out of the second, and early here in the third, Norway's found a way to tie it up at 2. And they'll find another puck as they force a turnover. Can Andre Olam working with Mathis, his brother. Mathis plays back to the line. Lassoon opens up a shot, and that's blocked away by Karnahuoff. Norway passing around, and they'll find a man to score. A bullet from Hollis, the captain, swings Norway ahead 3-2.
Smiles on the bench. Dejection for Karnahuoff. And Norway goes ahead in the third. This was some pretty passing. Getting in towards the puck, creating that loose puck. The Olam brothers team up. Martinson, a hard backhand pass. Hollis had seen the action in that left corner and already taken off. Look at the top screen. And then he releases this through the goaltender, who's quite stunned that that puck is coming so fast. He didn't even move his extremities, just got over there and then looked over his right shoulder. Petter Thoresen with the fist bump. The 55-year-old has got his team rolling here in the third.
Hollis, a former 6th-round pick of the Colorado Avalanche, playing his 12th World Hockey Championship. The captain for Norway, swinging them ahead early in the third.
That's 2 goals on 4 shots for Norway, so you don't think they should be passing up their next opportunity.
Reichenberg and Hollis. 3-2 Norway. And Hogan taking no chances, his team in the lead.
Hollis, his 12th consecutive time representing Norway. He's wearing the C, as you can see. Gets the most ice time of any defender. And then offers up some offense coming into this game. Norway had nothing from the blue line. Now they have 2 goals from defensemen. And they're sitting pretty.
Lots of time left in the third, however. Belarus trying to even things up. First time they've trailed in the hockey game. Thoresen moved it over. Long wrister handled by Karnahuoff. Wants to make sure he's got it in the hand off of Forsberg.
Belarus coming into the hockey game, 11 goals for in 6 games. Norway, 10 goals for in 6 games. So the idea this would be a 7-6 hockey game is not really realistic. Dave Lewis looking on.
You're allowed to dream, though.
You can dream a little
fun.
dream. Lewis is 3rd year behind the bench.
Norway lost control near the Belarusian line. Now stepping over the other way. Kogalev into the far corner. Jammed up in the middle. Loose puck freed up. Stefanovic shoots and off a stick. It stays wide of the glove side.
Hogan was down. He didn't know that shot was coming. This is on the glove side.
Carter lost it at center. Belarus with the majority of fans in the building. Trying to close out the tournament with back-to-back wins. They're trailing by a goal. Norway surprising Belarus with 2 early ones here in the third. Kenkel back across. Knuckler finds the near corner, Norwegian territory. Slow to get after there, Von Saxon, and Kulikov pressuring nearly found it. Cervik had to help it along, and now Roymark on the far side for Norway turns it over. Trying to get it to the net with Stas. Finds it again. The captain for Belarus drops back. Kulikov cross-ice pass for Yavenko coming in off the line, but piece of the blade there by Tretnes able to break that up.
Tretnes hasn't played a lot in this hockey game, but that was a smart move by him to get the stick down. The previous goal by Norway was a defender not knowing that his defenseman that he's supposed to be checking went squeaking in behind him, and Hollis is a difference maker so far.
Sweden leading Slovakia 3-2 early in the third. TSN 1 and 5 bringing you 1 and 3 rather, bringing you that hockey game. And here on TSN 4, it is the Norwegians who have swung ahead 3-2 thanks to the captain Hollis, the separating goal early in the third.
Allez, on va profiter de cette petite pause pour découvrir sur les écrans de 14 de la Corotelle Arena les fans de ce match. C'est le Skoda fan of the game.
John Abbott, Dave Tomlinson in Paris. Group B action to start the day of a triple header on this ice. Canada coming up later on in the evening, and it's Norway who's jumped ahead of this hockey game, making the most of their third period.
Turn the tables to enter the third. 2 goals in less than 4 minutes. Hollis, the captain, the 29-year-old, we mentioned, had some NHL time, some AHL time back in 2010-11, and has been playing for Färjestad in the Swedish Elite League.
Norway with their first lead of the game, looking to add another. Ken-Andre Olum centered for Martinson, sticked away by Belarus. Belarus moving through center. 3 across the line, Linglet shot, blocked by the captain Hollis. Ricochets near corner, heavy hit there as Martinson laying out the body on Lisovitz. And Lisovitz been no stranger to physical play either.
No, he certainly gets engaged. Again, just always moving, head up, wanting to get into the action, be a part of things.
Mathis Olam sneaks behind his goal, nearly lost it coming out the other way. Belarus spins off and heads back to the bench. Time and space for Norway to move it. Ken-Andre Olam tried the dangle move between Lisevic's legs, didn't bite. Mathis resets to the line. Norstabo, bouncing puck in the goal crease for Thoresen. He couldn't find it.
Just out of his reach.
Thoresen down low. Lisevic takes his man out behind the net. Belarus able to get to the puck, approaching the halfway point of the third, and a flyby penalty from Forsberg is going to send Belarus to the power play.
Conversion was getting his engine running in his own zone, cutting to the middle. Forsberg just a knock on the hands. Seen worse slashes not called. But that right there is going to have Forsberg go to the penalty box. So Norway put themselves down. Belarus gets their second power play of the hockey game. Their first power play was the only one in the first period.
After Norway swings in front 3-2, an opportunity for Belarus to try and even this one up. Stas tied up off the dot, used the bottom of his stick to move it to the line. Stas again for Belarus, working out of the corner on the power play. Hands it off. Conversion down low. Stas out of the corner, conversion. Goes towards the goal, plays it to the far point, and a wicked wrister stays wide of the net. Norway, little half slapper, checked up a bit, but Von Saxon gets it down.
Norway won't commit when there's full control by the offensive team, as Belarus goes offside, but if there's any question of the control, the two nearest penalty killers really do go right towards the wall and take away any outlet opportunities. They're penalty killing outside of the Canada game, where Canada went 4 for 4 in a 5-0 win. Their penalty killing has been very good for them.
Kept Belarus off the board in that category so far in this hockey game, and a draw win to the captain Hollis once more time down in the Belarus zone. Lisevic fights it off a little bit. Kulikov sets up. Lisevic back out from behind his own goal to center ice. Played in on the right wing side. Demkov on the Belarus power play at the line. Lisevic across, shoots, sticked away off Sharangovic, up and out.
Sharangovic has been in and out offensively and in this game as well. He's trying to make sure he can at least try to get a stick on shots that are coming towards him in front of the net. The youngster, the 18-year-old, played for Team Belarus in their under-20 program, led the team in scoring. Got a bright future. Scouts will keep an eye on his progress.
From outside the Norway zone, right down the middle onto Karnahuoff, another clear. Ken-Andre Olam, aggressive with the shorthanded forechecking, nearly freed up a puck behind the goal line. Belarus having a difficult time getting out here on the power play. 30 seconds remains. Belarus wanted a hooking call coming in as Lisevic was slowed up at the Norwegian line, and this one pops off a blade up and out again.
So an unsettled power play for Belarus. And one thing we've seen throughout this tournament, Petter Thoresen, he's always coaching. You know, he's making sure each time his players come off the ice, he adds a bit of wisdom. He's played in 5 Olympics. Obviously, his son Patrick is on the team, and when Petter was coaching in Norway, 5 straight seasons as the champion of the league with Stamar.
His boy wearing 41 was a big part of the early goal in this third period to set up Reichenberg at that time to tie. Norway would go on to lead 3-2, and they're 10 seconds away from killing off their second penalty of the hockey game. Cervic hot off the glass in the corner. That was just an awkward angle, but uses it to take some more time off the clock.
fans having fun here at this tournament. With great support. Wonderful hosts here in Paris. That's one of the two mascots. They have Asterix and Obelix. As the Finns are getting ready for action tonight when Canada takes them in the late game.
Penalty over, out of the box, Forsberg. Norway 2 for 2. Belarus setting up around to the near side, trying to find a tying goal. Broba hit the near point. Into the corner. Norway pressuring as Linglet moves it. Pavlovic curling back. Down low, drop off for Linglet. Up the boards again, chased by the defenseman Servik. Pavlovic across. Taking a slapper there. Belarus able to whirl in on the wraparound attempt, and then their pass goes right to Vorobov. Just onside is Belarus. And Vorobov, direct one on goal, has spent a lot of time circling the net.
Yeah, all 10 players were below the hash marks at one point when he brought the puck down the first time. Everyone squished towards the front of the net.
Roost 1-on-4, throws it on and juggled there by Karnahuov. He'll have to cover up.
Norwegians just not enough offense to carry them through, knowing going into most games they're punching up and out of their weight class. But the Olin brothers, when offense is sparse, come to life. And that Hollis go-ahead goal had the Olin brothers involved, and Andreas Martinsen with the best centering pass across to the incoming defenseman.
Mathis Olin chasing down Sienkiewicz. Sienkiewicz uses the left skate to try and move it up the boards. Mathis Olin in there, moving it down. Swung around by Yavenko to the near side, finds a hole and slips out. Can Andre Olin steps across the line offside.
I'll just correct myself quickly. As Petter Thoresen played for Storhamar, but when he coached, it was for the Stavanger Oilers. 6 years in a row, he was behind the bench. 6 years in a row, they won the championship. There's another Thoresen, the older brother Stefan, who has also played for Norway at the World Championship.
Runs in their blood. And speak of the devil, Thoresen in to Reichenberg, nearly reconnected again for another Norwegian goal. Belarus 3-on-2 the other direction. Play to the front and a stick save. Hogan, nice job on the redirection from in tight. Thoresen across the Belarus line, pressured by Lisovitz. Vorobov kind of healed his pass attempt around to the near side. Conversion has to work it back under pressure from Reichenberg. Now played to center ice. Belarus trying to get a change in. Lisovitz has it jump to him. 3 Norwegians pounce though. Bostjansen to the high slot, and Bokve Olsen had the shot caught, just could not pull the trigger. Von Saxon kicks to keep it in. Oh, another kick play as Norway using the soccer footwork, and Carterou just could not finish it off. That would have made all the highlights. Bostjansen from behind the goal line. Bostjansen watched by Lisovitz. Bostjansen. Bottom of the circle, slot ball by Olsen, wires one, and that missed on the blocker side of Karnahuov.
This time he gets the shot off, but his sights were off as well, going up over the right shoulder of the goaltender.
Lisovitz, dangerous play in front, nearly fooled his own netminder, but Belarus gets it out.
The sharpness is wearing away from these two teams as fatigue sets in. 7th game of the tournament for both of them.
Both avoid facing relegation. That's sad truth. Rest with Italy in Group A, Slovenia here in Group B. Austria and Korea will be coming up next year when Denmark hosts. Yavenko nearly coughed it up to pressure from Tretnes. Belarus in on the near side. Stas. Shoved by Lassoon. Stas at the line. Bounces one deep. Demkov can't get freed up. Good battle behind the net. Demkov in the middle of it for Belarus. Will be exited by Norway. Vorobov handles a bouncing puck. Under 7 to go in the second. 3-2 Norway leading. Hogan thought that was going to be icing. Upset that it wasn't. Ken-Andre Olam, cross-ice pass to Hollis, gained center, played it in, and Karnahuov started out early. That puck looked like it might angle off the far boards and roll into the gaping cage.
Well, we've seen some bounces off the glass that have gone the wrong way, but it's connected with a high stick to bring the whistle.
Belarus trailing by 1 as Norway and the captain lead at 3-2.
The official ticketing partner of the 2017 IIHF World Championship.
Et nous sommes aujourd'hui 3867 supporters du hockey. Merci, merci de votre présence.
John Abbott, Dave Tomlinson in Paris, and there's the VIP section. The Steetson brothers holding it down, not part of the action for Belarus, who are trailing 3-2 to Norway right now.
Steetson's in this tournament goalless. A couple of helpers for both Andre and Sergei.
Belarus trying to use what they have and get back in this hockey game. Norway defending their own zone, near side. Puck funneled to the slot. Stefanovic missed it, but it's set up and they'll score. Sienkiewicz ties the game for Belarus.
Some more offense from the defense in this hockey game. Norway lose a board battle, and they pay for it. Some good work along the boards. You can see some battling there by Koligov, and then moved across. Sienkiewicz comes down, and it's not on a stick for very long. Big, lanky, left shot defenseman gets it from Conversion, who can pass, and Hogan just flat out misses it on the glove side. So Kogolev digging, Conversion passing, Sienkiewicz scoring.
Tied hockey game again. Norway were enjoying their first lead thanks to a pair of goals early in this third period, but Belarus has clawed back. 3-3 tie. Both teams playing to finish the tournament strongly. A little bit of pride heading into next year in Denmark.
Good instincts, pardon me, by Sienkiewicz to get in there. The assist to Conversion, and at the last touch before that was Stefanovic. Normally, typically we've seen John be able to win those board battles and not overcommit as Belarus now ices the puck. Here it looked like Ken-Andre had the puck. He didn't. Right there is where it was touched by Stefanovic and still coming in. And the nice celebration afterwards by Sienkiewicz.
Fourth World Hockey Championship for Sienkiewicz, the latest goal scorer to tie it at 3. Belarus off a draw in their own zone, move it out. Maybe a piece of stick of Hollis. They say no on the way by icing.
That's 2 goals in this tournament now for Sienkiewicz. He was the only Belarus defenseman to have a goal coming in. We mentioned that Norway didn't have any goals from their defense as the theme continues, and yet they get 2 on the board, Hollis and Sorvik. And we sit tied at 3.
Bostjanson looked like he had a control off the dot, but stick was tied up. Belarus able to get out there 4. Down the right side, Kulikov, nice move behind the back and out in front. His shot goes wide. Kulikov, nifty mitts on display, has a goal in this hockey game, has 2 in the tournament for Belarus, wearing number 11. Both teams content to change.
Yeah, the deep pairing of Lesund and Hollis have been a mainstay for Norway throughout this tournament. Norway hasn't given up a lot of goals, haven't scored a lot of goals. They've Not 13 so far, giving up 18.
Was close to the backup goaltender for Belarus touching that puck as it zipped past him, but it is icing against Norway.
Maybe fitting that these teams split points in this game as they came in close to each other in the standings.
Scoreless. Awkward fall behind his net. Puck coughed up. Kogalev starts back for Belarus. Swings to the line. Shot from the far point handled by Hogan. Awkward rebound off the back glass. Had to get to the glove post quickly, but no shot. Ken-Andre Olam working in his own zone. Up to brother Mathis. That's center across. Ken-Andre Olam in. Norway changing behind him. Ken-Andre Olam knocked off stride. Puck freed up. Martinson tries to save and redirected off a body down into Norwegian territory.
You can tell the Olam brothers would like to be difference makers as they were on the ice for that tying goal against.
Martinson tangled up with Pavlovich behind the play as both teams were changing. Pavlovich now back to his skates as the play moves out to center. Forstabo guides one in, far corner. Ken Cole beat on the puck for Belarus, but nearly lost it in the corner. Four-man scrum, didn't realize the puck was all the way around to the near side, and Thoresen taking some time to separate as players get a little bit heated in this 3-3 tie. Norstabo and Forsberg working down low for Norway. Side of the net, Pavlovich steps out in front as all day shoots, blocker stop, rebound, they score. Lisovitz restakes a one-goal lead, 4-3 for Belarus.
A low-scoring team finds its offense late in the tournament. That's Belarus. Norway, again, getting beaten off the wall in their own zone, and the best player from both sides is having the best night. That's Lisovitz. The puck squirts behind the net. You've got Pavlovich wanting to shoot. You've got Lisovitz coming in. The shot's there, and the rebound goes right onto the stick of 14. Yes, Soleil. He's having a heck of an afternoon. Hogan, it goes off the knee, the right knee, and it's almost away from him before he realizes he needs to move through his right, and it's too late. As that puck is in the back of the net. Lisovitz in this game has two.
4-3, Belarus. In surprising fashion, that 7 goals will be produced between these two countries today, but enjoying a little bit more offensive play from Norway and Belarus. Norway started the third period with back-to-back goals to take a 3-2 lead, and now Belarus has responded in successive fashion to go up 4-3. Norway in front. Karnerud is hauled down as he tried to shovel one on. On Saxon after Kulikov in the corner. Belarus feeling a little jump in their step now, leading 4-3. Stas trying to set up a man in the slot, failed on that first attempt, swung far side. Kogalev on the boards, rolled it to the net, able to play deep in his own zone to protect. On Saxon, curling behind the net, moved to center ice. Norway just able to break free. Mathis Olam pulls up at the line, would have sent the play in offside.
Well, if this score holds, it'll go with the all-time record. Belarus has won 4 of 5 against Norway. Norway's only win was in 2013.
Belarus up 4-3, hoping that does hold. Scoreless who has a goal in this period. Again, an extra dangle and an offside.
Both teams not getting a lot of offense from the defense until tonight. Lisovitz, he opens the scoring in the hockey game after a scoreless first. Down below the goal line, yes, the defenseman forehand, backhanded in, and again, sneaking in. Boy, he's wearing camouflage and we just don't know it. Rebound goal, back of the net in the late stages of the third. Belarus is looking for a full victory here to go with their one against Slovenia.
Busy day on the ice in Paris. Czech Republic, Switzerland will follow these two teams. And the evening game in this time zone is Canada and Finland to wrap up tournament play. Gord Miller, Ray Ferraro will have the pair of games following this. Canada sealing their fate atop Group B with a big win over the Norwegians in the prior game, 5-0, allowing them to stay ahead of the Czechs in Group B play. I mentioned earlier that Norway might have been in this tournament for a bit at the quarters had they not lost in overtime to Finland. Hannakainen came out of the box to score the winner in overtime.
They had a 4-on-3 they couldn't convert. And the player that was serving a hit-to-head penalty was sprung free for a breakaway goal in OT.
Under a minute to go in the third. Belarus leading 4-3. Trying to cap their tournament with back-to-back wins. There goes Hogan. No, he starts back. Belarus a steal. Played to the net. Hogan gets back in. It gives a little shake of the head to the bench. Norway losing it every time they try to send their goaltender out. Now Hogan to the bench. Extra attacker on Norway, down by a goal with 24 seconds to play. Cervik protecting the puck in the Belarus zone. Kulikov to center, knocked down. Cervik in, 14 seconds left. Thoresen, some room. Boshinson across, one stop. Kind of who up behind him, it's in. No, they wave it off at the line. Norway thought they'd scored a tie with 8 seconds to go, and somehow Belarus keeps it out.
A flick out from the neutral zone, lands there, and Norway goes the other way. Forsberg was in on the action. You can see the pass across. Bastianson's waiting. Reichenberg's going to the net. It's off the left toe. Everyone's falling down in the front of the net, and Forsberg tries to slide it underneath. It goes off his player in the crease and off the post. The ref is right there, but he's on the far side. Watch Karnahuoff after it's off his toe, and here's Reichenberg. Watch the puck, it's going to come and hit him when it's sent through. It's going to go off his shoulder. Wait for it. It's coming. He's trying to cover up. Actually, the shaft of his stick and then the post, and then off his head. It doesn't go over the line completely. Nestles near his right shoulder as he's down.
One guy was in the goal crease, so Facer's going to be outside. We have no goal.
Translation, player was in the crease, and after the whistle with the player in the crease, the face-off will come to the neutral zone. Petter Thoresen does not agree whatsoever. He's going to spend his time out, trying to come up with some sort of trickery off the face-off play, where Norway in this game has not been very good on the dot, but that close.
You were asking for extra time, and Norway almost really found it.
Asking, I just thought maybe it might happen, but here we go. Reichenberg, who is trying to cover up because you know he's about to get hit. Well, it's off the stick, the helmet, the shoulder, everything but over the line. As Sienkiewicz deposits his guy to the ice and just slides under Karnahuoff.
And that somewhat has been the tale for Norway, as the goaltender Hogan came out and lost it for the game's first goal against Elisavets, and now Norway stopping the puck themselves from going in.
Well, 8 seconds. I think we know where this score is going to end.
Hogan at the bench, 6 attackers on for Norway, have to gain the Belarus zone and find some more magic. Draw win Norway. Martinson lost it. Belarus clears, and Belarus pulls it off. A 4-3 win over Norway to finish their tournament with back-to-back wins and move on to Denmark with some pride.
An undermanned roster in this game comes up with offense at the right time from the defense, and Belarus is able to celebrate.
Pulling one back after allowing 2 in the third. Belarus scores 2 to win. Big night for Lisovitz. Belarus takes it 4-3 over Norway.
Mesdames et messieurs, les meilleurs joueurs du match matchs seront récompensés par la montre officielle du tournoi remise par Tissot, chronométreur officiel du championnat du monde IIHF 2017. Ladies and gentlemen, the best player of each team will be awarded with the official watching of the event given by Tissot, official timekeeper for the IIHF World Championship. Les montres seront remises par the watches will be given by Mr. Andrew Podkiniev, membre du comité historique de l'IIHF. Le meilleur joueur de l'équipe de Norvège, the best player for Norway, le numéro 24, 24, Andreas Martinsen. Le meilleur joueur de l'équipe de Biélorussie, the best player of Belarus, le numéro 14, 14, Yevgeny Lizovets. Les trois meilleurs joueurs du championnat du monde de hockey sur glace 2017 de l'IIHF des deux équipes vont maintenant être récompensés par Infront. The three best players of the IIHF Ice Hockey World Championship of both teams will now be awarded by Infront. The three best players award is selected by each team and will be represented by ces récompenses vont être remises par Monsieur Ottar Eid, secrétaire général de la Fédération norvégienne de hockey sur glace, et Monsieur Igor Rashkovski, président de la Fédération biélorusse de hockey sur glace. Les trois meilleurs joueurs de l'équipe de Biélorussie sont the three best players of Team Belarus are le numéro 71, 71, Alexander Pavlovich. Le numéro 14, 14, Yevgeny Lizovets. Et le numéro 88, 88, Yevgeny Kovirchin. Les trois meilleurs joueurs de l'équipe de Norvège, three best players of Norway, le numéro 41, 41, Patrick Torresel. Le numéro 30, 30, Lars Haugen. Et le numéro 6, 6, Jonas Olos. Merci de bien vouloir vous lever pour l'hymne national de la Biélorussie. Please rise for the national anthem of Belarus.
Voilà, c'était un vrai bon moment qu'on a passé ensemble pour ce premier match. Vous rappelez que c'est porte C que vous devez aller si vous voulez voir le public pour ce match d'aujourd'hui, notamment celui qui va intéresser la Suisse et la République tchèque dans quelques instants. Don't forget to go through the gate C if you will see the next match in this arena. Don't forget that. Et puis on va avoir un œil sur le
Alors, bien sûr, hein. Il est important qu'il a encore bougé forcément avec cette dernière victoire de nos amis biélorusses. Ça ne change pas le classement, mais on rajoute des points, bien sûr. 7 points pour les Biélorusses, qui laissent donc très loin les Slovènes derniers de ce classement, de cette poule B, ici en France.
Les Russes qui font vraiment une grosse
C'est la finale. Tout à fait.
Allez, nous applaudissons le public. Please applaud the winner!
Voilà, et puis comme le début de match qui nous intéresse avec la deuxième et la troisième place, les Suisses et
Oui, nous n'attirons pas longtemps, oui, j'ai regardé ce qui s'est passé en Allemagne.
en Allemagne avec une victoire suédoise. Ouais. Victoire suédoise, c'est à 3-2 pour la Suède, qui continue à bien fonctionner. Suédois qui va mettre deuxième, qui vont troisième peut-être.
La Suède, on dit sur la capitale de Stockholm, c'est à aucun intérêt de cette sélection.
C'est bien de savoir que j'ai vu dans la jeunesse.
On se donne rendez-vous dans quelques minutes pour le prochain match. See you in a few minutes for the next match. Don't forget to use the gate C. Voilà, on savait comment faire, oui, parce qu'on ne faisait pas avec eux. Merci à tous.
Voilà, à tout de suite, bye bye.
C'est plus qu'une simple nation. C'est un vrai événement. Ce sont des heures de travail acharné. C'est un sentiment de fierté. C'est un engagement sans limite. C'est un
Well, it was the final game of the tournament for you guys, having to face adversity with a depleted roster. Are you proud that you guys were able to end this on a high note and a victory today?
Yeah, very proud of us game and at the end of the tournament because our goal was make some quarterfinal, but we have a tough schedule in the beginning, and we after the 3 games at the beginning lost the big game against Switzerland. Well, after the Switzerland game, we have a big game against France, but we take the 1 point, and after the France, we have a big game against the Slovenia, beat them, and we'll play in the next year in World Championship. Yeah, we're proud for everybody.
Well, you finished with 7 points. You were able to string together 2 consecutive victories. Did you feel as though there was a pressure lifted off of your shoulders that you guys were able to play more freely come the end of the tournament?
Well, it's a last game against Norway. It's, I mean, no reason what we gotta do after that. But we wanna just play in the game, have some fun, and win the game.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
une seule solution pour tout jointer, tout coller, pour tout matérialiser, toute condition. Players statistics. Team statistics. Live updates. And producer, hockey cards. Your face, your team, your car. Share it with hockey fans across the world. From any smart device, in your own language. The 2017 IIHF app, powered by Skoda. Download it now from the Apple App Store and Google Play. Skoda, c'est plus clair.
In the goal crease, so Facer's going to be outside. We have no goal.